Hmm. All right. Okay. Yeah. We're just gonna have to really we're gonna have to come back and we have to find these ranges on the ES. To find them. That looks about right. That's about right. All right, so about 19. The top of that range is about 18. And then we can probably put another one. All right, I think that's how we're gonna play this. We're gonna put this at 20, or we're gonna put it at 18. Okay, that's how we're gonna play this. That's how we're gonna play this. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So let's get started. Let's get started with the news for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Free Cash Friday. Another Friday. Another Friday has come and it is gone. We have one more trading day in this market, and let's make tomorrow a green one. Let's make tomorrow a green one. Okay. All right, so tomorrow at, no, that can't be right. Let's look at this and make sure this is in Central Time. Let's make sure. What's up, Jason? Do I trade Asian session? No. I allow the Asian session to set up the market. In my opinion, that's what I feel that the Asian market is what is what it's used for. What usually people do is wait for Asia's high, wait for Asia's low, and when London comes in, we either see a run of those highs or a run of Asian low, and that's usually how traders start their trading session. So they allow the Asian session to set up the market and then come in at London at the earliest. But the purpose of this, okay, so it is at 8:45. So yeah, so the purpose of this is, so are you saying that you trade the Asian session and you find success in trading it, is what you're saying? Now, I'm not saying that you can't find success in trading the Asian session. Me personally, because I know that the market likes to use Asian highs and Asian lows as the direction to trade in, I usually allow the Asia market to set up and I come in at the earliest at London. But usually I'm asleep at London, so I come in sometime before New York open if opportunity presents itself. If it doesn't, I mean, honestly, I want to identify where I want to trade. And once I identify an area where I believe the market is trying to get to, and we will see a reaction in that area, that's where I want to do a trade. Preferably, I won't do a trade during Asian session. However, if we're touching super demand or super supply, and it happens to be during the Asian session, then I will take that trade. But for the most part, no. What do you trade? Do you trade the Nasdaq, ES? I do see that gold. I do see a lot of people trade gold during the Asian session. I do see that it does have movements around that 8 to 9 o'clock time. So I will actually start looking at gold during these meetings now. So I'll be looking at the indices and I'll be looking at gold. We'll set gold up. And if we see a trading opportunity set up with gold, we'll take it. I'll trade gold pre-market because I know gold is, I mean, it's a currency, and currency basically trades 24/7. So we'll start looking at ES, Nasdaq, and now gold moving forward. Just set the chart up for gold. I do want to, I did try going back to the CL, but CL it's right now, I really don't even want to trade it, honestly. I really don't want to trade gold or crude right now. So I'm just gonna, I'll just stick with gold for right now. NQ. Yeah, I mean, yeah, NQ does have movements. I was actually debating if I wanted to take this long when the market opened. And so far, if I took it long, I'll be up what 30 points. So if I opened it up, it opened at 50. So I'll be up 20 points. I was debating taking this long. We will come back and talk about the Nasdaq, but I do think that we still have some more room for upside. We may even actually reach this level going into tomorrow's session. So we're gonna have to see, but we'll get back to the NQ. Let's get this news out of the way and we'll talk about it real quick. All right, so 8:45 is definitely okay, there we go. All right, so 8:45 is definitely going to be we're gonna have to pay attention to what happens here on tomorrow 8:45. Right now the Fed they're looking at the services. Right now their focus is on the services right now. So depending on what whatever the data states tomorrow, especially with tomorrow being OPEX, especially with tomorrow being Friday, and especially with this what could be considered major news at 8:45, 15 minutes before that 9 o'clock algo, we had to really be on our toes with this one. If we're well positioned in a position, we need to move our stops to break even, +1. Or if we're not in a position, we shouldn't be starting a position around this 8:45 to 9 o'clock hour, because it's going to be a lot of volatility tomorrow. There's going to be a lot of opportunities to trade. We just have to make sure that we're picking the right opportunities with the right risk reward, because tomorrow is definitely going to be very volatile. We saw how volatile today was, and I do believe that it will continue into tomorrow. We're going to go over the charts after this, and I do think that we may have some more room for downside. However, I do believe that the bulls will come back and we will see that reversal in the market, but after we get a little bit more room to the downside. But we'll go over that after this. At 9 o'clock, we do have existing home sales. Right now, this is also important information. The housing market is used as a leading indicator of inflation. Usually the idea is that if home renovations, new home sales, if there's no new homes being sold, then that means that there's no buyers. And if there's no buyers, that means that people are saving and not spending their money. And the market likes to use the housing market as an indicator for that. So that's going to be important going into tomorrow. And at 9:30 and 12 o'clock, we have some energy news. So we have a light day, but today or tomorrow is going to be very volatile. So I can't say that enough. And with that said, let's jump into this chart. Okay. Are you selling it? Yeah. Yeah, Jason, I was actually thinking about taking this long, but I was like, man, the risk reward to this. And that's what usually prevent me from jumping into a trade, even though I want to take it. I mean, for the most part, as long as you're okay with scalping, I'm not necessarily a scalper. So a trade like this, where it's only this much potential for upside and this potential for downside, I don't usually take trades like that. I usually like to take trades where obviously the risk is, or the potential downside is here and the potential upside is right here. But as long as you keep your stops right underneath this candle, you should be good in this trade. You should be. But going on with the Nasdaq, we do have this area of supply overhead right here. We also have this area of supply here. If the bulls want to be successful in this move higher, they're going to have to actually take out this high. You can see as price is approaching this high. Actually, let me see. Okay. Let me set a hotkey to this real quick, because this is definitely something. Okay. Okay. So as we see that right now, the bears are trying to hold off that level so far. We did get a break of this structure right here. We did get a break to the upside, but in order for the bulls to be successful, they definitely have to take out that high right here. And it does appear that for at least right now, the bears are trying to defend this area. I'm gonna go head over to the hourly chart on this one. And at the end of the session, we did see that the bulls were able to double bottom it right here. You can see that we did get a double bottom. And from this double bottom, we did get this move higher. And you can see that price tapped into this area of consolidation right here. And that's why we got that massive move higher. However, at least on the Nasdaq, something's telling me that we do have some more room for downside before we actually go a little bit higher. Now, obviously the market could continue higher. I'm not saying that it will come down from here because obviously this is kind of too low. I do expect for the bulls to possibly take it back, possibly up until this range right here, or this low at 127, this break of structure at 127. And then we can see a massive move down, possibly retesting that low. And let me actually go to the higher time frame because I was looking at this earlier. I'm thinking that the market is going to touch that. What was it? It's like 840. It was, give me a second, because I know I had it marked out on the chart somewhere. Okay. Yeah, that's where I had it at. Okay. I think the market is trying to get back into this range right here. I believe that if we don't see this range tomorrow, we may see this next week. I do believe that the market wants to at least test this level at 44, or it wants to test this level at 904. So the bottom of this range or the top of this range is where I expect for the bulls to come in and try to make an attempt to really reverse this market higher. And you can see we got this breakout, we got this retest. So I feel that if the price does come back here at this level, because we already got this retest right here, I think the market is going to try to trade back into this range to fill out these orders that's sitting at the bottom of this range before we see a move up to higher structure. So I do believe that we still have some more room for downside if they want to pick up this liquidity, because the question that I ask myself when I look at the charts is where the liquidity is, where the money is. We took all the money that was down here, or we took the money up that was up here. And so after we took all this money that was up here, the market grinded down and took the money that was underneath these ranges. Now, the market can double bottom from here and continue up higher back into this range, which I kind of expect for us to at least get back to this range around this 230, 200 level. However, there is money that's still down here in this area right here. So I'm going to be looking for the market to definitely come back in. And tomorrow's OPEX, that's usually when the banks, the institutions are going to try to rebalance their books. You're going to have institutional traders that are going to want to what term I want to use? They're going to want to either dig themselves out of a hole tomorrow, or they're going to increase their profits for tomorrow. So usually with OPEX, with everything expiring, people that's in the negative are going to want to get their money back, and people in the positive is going to want to get more money. And we're going to see a lot of long positions closing as we did today. And we got this massive sell-off because all these long orders, let me show you. All this longs, you see that we got really no pullback. All these long orders are closed. And from an overview perspective, this is a small pullback compared to this massive run-up. So I do believe that the market wants to tap into these areas tomorrow. That's what I will be looking for. But if the market does trade higher, if we do get price to trade above these highs, I do expect for the bears to come in at this breaker structure at 127 or this 150 area. And from here, we may see the bulls fail to take it higher, and we may see a rotation down lower. So we're definitely going to have to really pay attention to how the market trades overnight, and especially how London comes in and what they decide to do with the market going into the London session. So if I'm going to set a limit overnight, it will definitely be here. At the bottom of this range. If I'm going to set a limit overnight, I'm actually going to probably leave this limit overnight. Actually, no, I won't. This is the Nasdaq. I won't be able to sleep if I do that. But this is an area where I'm going to be looking to trade tomorrow. Around this 840 to 850 level. This is the area where I want to trade it tomorrow. That will change based on the information that we get overnight. Like I said, we may even bounce here at this 909 level. 909, 907. We can definitely see a bounce here, especially if we get a stop run underneath these lows. Price can definitely trade back into the top of this range. So yeah, like I said, these are the two ranges I'll be looking for going into tomorrow. Let's actually write that down. Okay, so okay. So I'm just going to keep this off to the side. That's what I'm going to be looking for going into tomorrow with the Nasdaq. But Jason, I'm pretty sure that this is going to probably continue to trade higher. As long as you have your intended area where you're going to want to take profits and you have your stops defined, I'm pretty sure you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Your position will be fine. Especially now that we got this double bottom. So the market should be making a rotation at least to this range up here. All right, with that said, let's go into the ES. So Man, that was a massive drop on both the ES and the Nasdaq. And honestly, unlike the ES or the Nasdaq, I do feel that the ES definitely has some more room for downside. If you look at the hourly chart, actually, let's see it. I already showed the hourly chart. Oh, no. We do have all this buying. I mean, we do see the wicks. We do see the buyers are coming in. However, I think the market wants to go a little bit lower. But honestly, the only thing that makes me wary about that is that we got all these wicks. As soon as price taps into these areas, the buyers come back up, and so far the market is trading to the upside. The market, at least on the ES, the Nasdaq has already taken out last week's close. The ES has yet to take out its last week's close. And that kind of makes me think that the ES still has some room for downside because we're so close to it. And last week's close was around this 500 mark. And I'm thinking that the market is going to want to take this out. So I do expect for the market to trade here. I also expect for the market to bounce if it gets to this 520 to 515 area. I do see that the market could potentially bounce here. And if we do get a bounce here at this level, I'm going to assume that the market is going to want to trade back into this range. If we see that tomorrow. But I will be keeping my eyes on this 500 level. Honestly, I may actually just wait for this 500 level. If we do see some downside, instead of taking that trade at 520 or 515, I might just wait for this 500 entry, because I'm pretty sure that the market is going to want to take out this last week's low or close. So I'm actually going to be looking for this. Now, if the market does trade higher, we do have a lot of room for upside on the ES. I believe that we can probably rotate back into 560. We can possibly rotate to 560. And once price gets here, I do expect for the bears to come in and sell this down. Or at least try to sell it down in this area. We got this break of structure right here. The market tried to trade back into this area. The bears knocked it down. And we probably might get to like 61, 62-ish. And then we might see that move down. In order for the bears or the bulls to be successful, they would have to take out this high here, which looks to be around 570. 570. But that first high is around about 6. Let's actually do that. Yeah, about like 566, but they definitely have to take out this high at 570. These two highs are definitely going to be the deciding factor if the bulls really want it, because if they fail to take out these highs, then we will see a move to the downside after that. So yeah, that 570 level is definitely going to be crucial. I mean, I wouldn't even trust an entry 560. I mean, I would trust the entry around 568 short. I would trust that entry. Or I would just allow this to double top at 570. I'll have a limit sitting at 570 for a potential short down, because price definitely has to get above that high if the market is going to trade higher. So that's what I'm going to be looking for going into tomorrow. So actually, let me just write this down. F12, F12. So the bulls. Yeah, so that's exactly the area where I'm going to be looking for going into tomorrow. But honestly, before we even talk about that 570 level, the market does actually have to get over this high too. That high right there is a very strong high. So the bulls are definitely going to have to prove that they want it and get over 555. Because I believe we had, yeah, right there, 555, well, really 553, but 555 was used as a breakout going higher. And we had a fail right here. You can see that they came right back in and they took it down. And so far, it does appear that the bears are still trying to sell this down. Technically, the ES is still in a downward trend. Well, actually, technically, no, it's not. I take that back. Even if you draw a wider channel like that. We definitely had a range breakout, but I think that the bulls are going to fail and price is going to come right back down into this range. Or into this trend. Like I said, we're gonna have to see what price does overnight. Okay, so that's all I have for. Okay, so I started drawing the areas for gold. But definitely going to take these gold trades. So I'm gonna start looking at, I'm probably gonna start trading gold overnight. I'm gonna start trading gold overnight and allowing, because this was a, this happened at 10 o'clock. Damn, okay, so he was able to get in at 237. 78.8. This thing fell all the way to minus 236.4. All right, so this thing fell $13.90, and every point is 10. So every point is 10 cents per tick. Damn. Damn. I mean, am I doing the math on this? I'm doing the math right on this. Let me see. Okay. I doubt that. I doubt that. Because obviously 90 cents will be 900. Okay. So I got this futures calculator because I want to make sure that. All right, let me just see that gold. Okay. All right, so let's say our entry short was like here at this top of this range at 2378.8 and 23. Huh, that's interesting. That's interesting. All right, so I guess I was doing the math Friday, it just didn't seem right. So apparently this move down on one contract was only $1,200 to $1,300 on one contract. $1,300 for this move down. 10 o'clock. So for 30 minutes, that was $1,200. Okay. Yeah, with these commodity markets, honestly, I want to trade them. I do. It's just that the money is just not worth the wait nor the risk. So we do have a potential short coming up at 2377 here at the bottom of this range. I'm in the sim. I'm actually going to take this in the sim. I just want to see how this is going to actually, let me make this more realistic. Make this more realistic. So I'm gonna take I'm in the sim right now. I'm in my sim, and I'm going to take this trade to see if this will actually work. I don't trade gold. The only thing that I'm going off of right now is just technical analysis and seeing if gold will follow it. However, I'm not gonna lie, a move like that is kind of disheartening if this is only a $1,200 move on one contract. Because honestly, this would be considered a big move for gold. Because gold usually does this right here. Same thing with CL. That's why I kind of step away from it. Because, I mean, gold does trend when it trends. Well, never mind. I guess gold has been moving. Gold has definitely been moving. I take back what I said. I'll move to this high. So let's look at see how much this would be. Let's say if we got in here at the bottom of this area right here. Entry price 23.41. And we got out at this high 23.48 on one contract. Yeah, a move like this is only $700 on one contract. That's crazy. This makes me not even want to even look at gold. And this one move is only $700 on gold. All right, so 30-point move on gold. All right, so let's see how much that would have been. So let's just say that we got in long here on gold at 23. Oh, isn't that a coincidence? Isn't that a coincidence? All right, so let's say we got in long right here on gold. And we took profits here at 23.79 on one contract. So that 30-point, so this move right here from top to bottom on gold, we know that gold doesn't make 30-point moves every day. And on one contract, you made $3,800 on one contract. I made $3,800 at the end of the day trading Nasdaq. Okay, so this is what I will still map out gold. I probably will still take simulated trades with her just to see if, because I mean, if we could find consistency with her, then we can start taking real trades with gold. We can. However, I probably won't take this seriously, because this is possibly the biggest move that you're going to have on gold. And now, in this move right here was only $3,800 on one contract from top to bottom. And that is no bueno. That is no bueno. That is not real money. It's not worth, well, let me rephrase that. In my opinion, I don't think that's worth anybody's time. I don't think that's worth anybody, honestly. That looks about right. Yeah, that lines up. That looks about right. Okay. So far we do have about, yeah, we get a break of this level right here, we're definitely flushing. If gold breaks below this low, it's definitely trading back into this area right here of consolidation. I'm probably gonna have to actually just start mapping this out. All right, yeah, that lines up. Yeah, that lines up perfectly. Okay. Yeah, we can definitely see gold trade back into this range if we get a break of this structure. So I'm going to mark this, I'm going to color code these, I'm going to lock them, color code them. I would think this is the equilibrium for right now. This would definitely be supply up here until the bulls prove that they want it and trade through it. And I'll set up the indicator up. I guess for right now, technically this is supply until proven otherwise. And this will definitely be demand because this is where the bulls are going to have to defend this area right here. It does look like another area right here. Okay. So for right now, we do have a lot of demand that's sitting below price. Obviously, you're not going to have a move up like this on gold and have it. I mean, well, I guess it could, because honestly, I don't really know how gold trades. I'm just say that right now. I really don't know how it trades or its personality. Right now, all I've done was marked up areas where I've identified demand and supply. It does appear that everything is lining up. So I do expect for the market to react at these ranges. Right now, this area right here is equilibrium right now. You can tell it's equilibrium because this is where price has stayed at for a long time before we got a breakout higher. We got to retest back into this area, and we got to move higher. So the bears are definitely going to have to defend this high, because if the bulls take out that high, then we will definitely see a short squeeze going higher. We'll definitely see a short squeeze going higher. If the bears fail to protect this low, then we're going to see a test of this top of this range. And honestly, if the bulls get past the top of this range, it's almost to this high, and we'll see this move higher. So really, they got to protect this low. So really, where I got my limit at, this is where the bears have to come in, and they're going to have to show some authority and move this thing right back down. That's what they're going to have to do. But if I go look at gold real quick and see, how it moves throughout the day, it does seem that like the moves like to happen. Okay, so that you stayed in that one too long. You got that short at 3 o'clock. We was short at 3 o'clock. He was in this trade for 3 hours. Let's see how much. So if he was in this trade and you got this bottom before it bounced. This was a $900 trade from top to bottom. Hey, Kylie Boy, were you able to catch this majority of this move here on gold today? Yeah, and yeah, I was actually thinking that, because especially with these commodities, you probably have to go in with like a 10 lot, 5 lot. You really can't make real money with one contract based on what I'm seeing. You really have to come in with some money, or with contracts. So like I said, I'm gonna test this out and see if I'm gonna get this short on gold. I am taking this in the sim. So this is not a real trade. I'm not putting any real money in this trade at all. So we'll see. We'll see. It says there was a rotation, so YM. So the Dow was making new highs today. How? That's very interesting. Let's look at that. The Dow was making new highs today. Wow. Wow. Damn, I should have been on the Dow today. I should have been on the freaking Dow today. I was trying to go long all day. I guess I should have traded the Dow. So I wonder why that happened. Because wouldn't the Dow be considered one of the indices? Why is it that the Nasdaq and ES completely sold off, and yet the Dow was making highs? That is very interesting. It does look like okay. It does look like we did trade into supply. I think that's where the market was trying to get to. Today's the 20th. Let's go to the daily chart. So Zach T said that the money is moving from risk on to risk off. Yeah. And the Dow is like boomer stocks, right? Like retail, Walmart, stuff like that, right? Yeah, so I mean, it does look like price traded back into this area of support. You can see that we do have a break of structure right here. And this is where the market, I think this is what the market wanted to do today. And after it got there, we did get this gap down. So honestly, I think the Dow probably did this to get to this break of structure for a retest. And I think we might actually see a down day in the Dow as well. We'll see tomorrow. Because like I said, I think the ES and the Nasdaq both have more room for downside tomorrow. And we may see a end of day rally, a monster rally that if you tried to short it, it's going to do something like this. So that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. If I can't catch a short, I'll just wait for the long. If I can't catch the short. Okay. All right, but I think that's it. That's all I have. Today was definitely a challenging day. Definitely challenging. I will speak more about this in tomorrow's stream, but today I definitely went full on tilt today, and I blew 3 accounts. I haven't blown an account in a while. It's been a while since I've blown an account. And I was talking to Smith about this earlier. The crazy thing is, actually, let me see if I actually had the video, because I recorded the video. And all today, I had nothing but profitable trades. Nothing but profitable trades. And they all came back and they stopped me out. And I was over leveraged. Over leveraged. I did come back towards the end of the day. I did reset one of the accounts, and I was able to catch this move, and I was able to catch this move. However, oh, that was earlier today. Yeah, I caught this move right here. I think I was up 12. Yeah, I was up 80 points in this move. I was up 80 points in this move, and I was thinking that the market, because it double bottomed, I thought the market was going to at least come back into this range of at least 130. So I was from the bottom, and I was waiting for at least 130. I think my first target was at like 110 or something like that to test this high right here. Obviously, we missed it. I stepped away from my screen thinking that, okay, I mean, I'm up 80 points. There's no reason for it to not at least test this high right here at this range. And I do have a target at 130, and I had some runners. And when I came back and saw that I got stopped out, I completely went tilt after that. Blew all that hard work that I did in the account, blew it all. And just like Smith said, just like he was talking about his daughter, I threw a tantrum just like my daughter when she don't get her way. And I will say that when I get into that mode, it's like a step up from either it hits my target or it hits my stop. It's either I pass the account or I blow the account. And that's usually what happens when I go tilt. I'm either going to pass the account or I'm going to blow it. There's no in between that. So I'll over leverage. I'll set my targets to where if it hits, it'll pass the account. And if it hits my stop, then the account is basically blown. and I stepped in back into that today. I guess this yeah, like I said, it was my fault. I should have took the profits. I was up 80 points, but that's just one more thing about the Nasdaq that you know that she can do it, so you hold on to your positions, thinking that it can go into higher range to get more money. But she didn't do that today, and because of that, I went to and I blew all my accounts, so I had to reset one of them. That was definitely a learning experience. Like I said, I haven't done that in a while. I have not done that in a while. But like I said, we'll come back strong. Like I said, I was able to catch this move, so I guess I was able to at least salvage today, at least make profits today. Even though I was making profits the entire day, I just kept making the same mistake of not taking my profits. I did that all day, not taking my profits. Even though we've had a bearish rotation down, I was going long, looking for one of those regarded bull recoveries that we have been getting, and we just didn't get that today. We did not get that. So I'll talk more about this tomorrow in tomorrow's stream, but yeah, I still have my top step accounts. I didn't jump into those and trade on tilt in those, but I kind of want to stay here on NinjaTrader 8 because I guess I really don't want to trade Top Step X anymore, honestly, because it keeps deleting my drawings and that pisses me off. So I don't want to trade on it anymore. But all right, guys, that's all I have. I do appreciate you guys joining. Everything will be updated tomorrow during tomorrow's stream. Obviously, we're going to want to see what happens overnight, especially at London. The Nasdaq has taken out last week. Well, it hasn't taken it out, but we did bounce at last week's low. Or I'm sorry, last week's close. We did bounce. That's actually where I got in long at this bounce area. I did take profits here when price came back down. I was looking for a double bottom, but I was trailing this. I got limited in, and I was able to carry this position into the end of the session. So like I said, I was kind of glad about this. Or I guess it, yeah. Okay. But with that said, I appreciate you guys joining. Peace out.